Thanks very much to all of you for being with us all day today. We're nearing the end of this summit, and I can't think of a better way to do it than to be in the presence of people who've used AI to create. You know, we've talked about policy, we've talked about the dilemmas, now we're talking about creativity. And may I first acknowledge Nandita Das and Prasoon Joshi. A big round of applause. They've joined us in the room. So we are in the presence of true greatness, and you're going to hear from them in just a short while. But Nandita and Prasoon, with your permission, I'm going to sort of set the foundation for the conversation that's coming up in just a few minutes. From two people here, who've been part of something very special here in the national capital yesterday. And I was so happy to hear about this. There was an AI film festival in the national capital yesterday. I can't wait to go and see what some of them made. What you saw on your screen right now, Anhad and Chandan and Bharat, what an amazing film. Congratulations to you guys. Truly, truly amazing to see something like that. The truth is, we are only going to see more of that. Vivek, you're like neck deep in this now because you're credited, as I've just read, with making a full Bollywood film entirely using AI. And Hardeep is the man behind the film festival that happened, in Delhi. And he's been trying very hard. He's faced challenges. Bollywood first sneered at him, and now they're breaking down his door, trying to be part of the festival. I'm going to start with you, Vivek. How difficult is it to make a film with AI right now?
So I'll correct you a little bit. The entire film is not made on AI. I am a traditional filmmaker. I've been doing this for 20 years. So the attempt also was to see where the AI can fill the gaps, which is where we did most of the visuals, where the film has multiple songs which are sung by singers. Then the music was done the traditional way and everything. In fact, now also we are doing another version of the film because the technology changes very, very fast. But there are human voices, which is done the dubbing, and there are actors. So we are using AI as a layer because we feel like the film that we just saw also is a very deep personal voice, right? Films work when the voices are deep, when the voices are personal. And what we are doing with Naisha, in fact, another film which has just come out a couple of days ago is a film that Saregama and we are co-producing called Shiv Sati, where we are telling the story of Shiv and Sati, which also we are building. AI is being built as a layer on top of traditional filmmaking, where you have actors and directors, DOPs. So that's the way we are working around it. So I would say it's as difficult as the traditional filmmaking was, but what AI does is aid us. Like how when digital cameras came, they made our work a little easier. When lights came, like LED lights came, then you wouldn't have to carry those bigger lights. Now today, yesterday, if I wanted 10,000 people in my frame, it was not possible, right? Money was a problem for me. But today, if I want 10,000 people, I can get it through AI. I can get it very fast also. Like traditionally, if you wanted to do it in CG, you could get it, but it'll take time. So now it saves time and it saves money also. And that's the process we've been following, that how can we build on top of our traditional filmmaking and do this.
It's one of the most exciting spaces to be in because there's the creativity aspect, there's the cost aspect like you mentioned, but also there was a huge bridge to cross. Hardeep, I want you to tell us about that a little bit because it was not easy getting here for you, to get the industry that pulls all the strings as far as film are concerned, to buy into the idea that AI is here to stay as far as the creative process of filmmaking. How difficult was it to convince the people that matter?
I don't think we had to convince anyone per se. I think we just had to tell a story. And the people who were open enough, people who wanted to actually adapt to the new technologies, people who wanted the film industry to progress, they were able to, I think they just got convinced automatically. And I think that's the beauty of doing something novel that I think that people, when they see the right intentions behind what you're doing, they'll always come by and support you because they know you're doing it for a good cause. I think a common misconception is that AI is only going to kill jobs. Yeah, video gen, but I think the best people know that it's going to create a bunch of new jobs. There's so many fields that are already starting to open, like creative technologist, creative director of AI films, and I'm sure Vivek knows that as well. He's been in the industry, and yeah, I think it's been very inspiring to see. So not that hard. I think we just had to do what we really were passionate about, and the right doors were opened.
One of the amazing things about the film that you just saw, Anhad, is that I can bet that every single person in this room, every single person in this hall right now has used generative AI to create an image. Everyone here in this room has done it at some point in the last year or so. Maybe a smaller number of you have made a video using, or a video clip using generative AI. Just as a tiny experiment, because what you saw was mind-blowing. That's like a short film that was made. Purely as an experiment, I asked my team, I gave them literally 15 minutes. And I said, take some pictures of me that you find on the internet and just create like a small little clip. And let's see what you can throw together in 15, 20 minutes. I just want to play that out for you. I want to warn you guys, this was made in like 10 minutes with a few prompts. And I said nothing else to my team. This is what they came up with. NDTV. I really wanted to remove that last frame, but my team said, no, that's the best part. You've got to keep it in there. That was done in 10 minutes, guys. Okay, so I'm not surprised by the quality of what is being put out there. So my question to you now, Vivek, is it's, when one watches AI-created video or a film, at the back of your mind, you can sort of tell that AI has been used. Is there going to be a point very soon where nobody will be able to differentiate between what's been made in AI and what is real?
Yeah,
With pictures, that's already the case. With video?
Yes, I think we are very close. In fact, I think we are there already. The technology does exist. There are, we are working on some projects where while we are working on it, we can't tell that it is AI anymore. And it's about physics, it's about a lot of things that the machines have been learning over time, have been fine-tuned and everything. The data sets are getting better and better. And now we are at a point, the film that we are trying to do is a mix of traditional AI and CG. So if you're watching it as an audience, you would not be able to tell that this was made on AI or this was made on CG or this was made, doing the live shoot. So that I think we are already there. What happens is, but you do need, like I said, if you need to get to that quality, then you need people who understand the craft that much so that they can take away that layer of fakeness that you get to see in AI videos, but it is possible to take that layer off.
No, because that layer of fakeness, Hardeep, has already evaporated in images. One cannot tell the difference, literally, unless you have a very, very trained eye. You look at this very closely. You were watching the films that came up at your film festival as well. At what point, how soon do you think we will be at that point where we're not going to be able to tell the difference?
I think it's really hard to put a timeline to it, but I do think this year is going to be one of the most transformative years for AI video gen. Like, we hosted the Mumbai AI Film Festival as our first iteration in November, and right now we just hosted the India AI Film Festival in Delhi yesterday. So that's about, I'd say 4 months, three and a half months. And I think in that time, you can just see the amount of models that have come out, how advanced they've gotten. 2 weeks ago, Dance 2, it's a model from China that just got released, and it's just impeccable. And I feel like they keep getting better and better. So I think it's going to be very soon we come to a point where you can distinguish AI films from actual films. And that's sort of our goal, actually, with the AI film festivals. I think our success is done well when, in 1.5 year, we don't need to host AI film festivals anymore, because the real film festivals that exist in the world already incorporate AI films in there.
One of the most daunting aspects of AI created films and the creative economy using AI so much is that one part is what we just discussed, which was this. The other is that the creative process becomes not so much about creativity as we understand it, but about prompts and how we deploy different models to to affect that creativity. There was a recent very, very viral example which some of you may be familiar about, and I just wanted to show you a small bit of that. This was Seed Dance, the Chinese model, where someone spent apparently 3 minutes asking them to put together a fight sequence involving Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, fighting over Epstein being killed. How did that look? 3 minutes. This is what they did. Take a look at this.
You killed Jeffrey Epstein, you animal! He was a good man! He knew too much about our Russia operations. He had to die, and now you die too. Epstein was the key to our evil Russian operations, but no one will ever know, because the truth dies here.
And the crazy thing about this clip is that there were no prompts for the script. It was a single prompt saying, a fight sequence between Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt over one of them having killed Epstein. The dialogue was generated, the voice was masked, the expressions, every aspect of it, the fight choreography, the whole thing was thrown up by this model in a few minutes. That's a great scene, right? That's a great scene. Again, one can tell, of course, that it's a little bit of AI because when you zoom in at the tight shots, you can tell it is. But there's going to be a point where this doesn't happen. How do the creative people feel about all of this?
As far as
to you first.
Yeah, so I think I've seen it. I think the ones that I'm mostly surrounded by AI filmmakers, and I feel like they definitely feel good. We can probably even take the chat a little bit.
I'm going to ask them for sure.
Yeah. And I feel like but the AI filmmakers, especially who I'm surrounded by, I feel really good about it. There's definitely been some friction, especially by I feel like some of the traditional artists and filmmakers. And I really hope I think folks start adapting in a good way to actually empower their craft, because I think the common misconception again is I think AI is just going to kill the craft and the beauty of art, but I think in my opinion, I think it's going to raise the standard of what good art looks like, because the best people will benefit from it.
Okay, so I'm going to thank the both of you now, because that flows into the next part of this conversation that I'm going to have, with two stalwarts whose lives have been devoted to that kind of creativity, and they are going to offer us a very unique perspective of what this intersection actually looks like. So thank you very much, Vivek and Hardeep. A huge round of applause for the both of them. They are going to be sitting in the front row because I need them involved in this conversation as well. Yeah, very quickly for a picture.